Scott just made
Go
the
back to
point.
Thomas
Jeff
Jefferson,
Jefferson
you'll
seems to
read
be a
that-
lot more secure, not just. My friends, did you ever have one of those days where you're depressed and confused? Ever have one of those days where life just seems too much to handle, that you kind of lack the psychic strength to go on, that the world's just too complex and dangerous and frightening to face, and that all you really want is to curl up in the dark cave of your own depression and anxiety and resentment and just have someone stronger and wiser and smarter than you just come in and make all the decisions for you? You ever feel like that? In other words, you ever feel like you're a Democrat, even if it's just for a few hours? Well, guess what? There's good news. Your freedom from freedom is on its way. So let's bring in Steve Green and Scott Ott to help ease the pain of existence, shall we? Gentlemen, let's say, hypothetically, that there's a major decision in your life, something so important that you simply throw up your hands and pray for an expert to take it off your shoulders. Well, have no fear, because the Luce, let's call it the Luce. The Luce X-2 is already on the market in the UK, and no doubt millions of them are slowly but steadily walking across the floor of the Atlantic Ocean on robotic legs, and will soon be coming ashore on American beaches in the very near future. What is the Luce X-2, you exclaim, lips quivering in excitement? Well, boys, the Luce X-2 is the world's first vending machine with facial recognition technology. Now, if, let's say, you buy 7 or 8 Snickers bars a day, just to take the edge off, you understand, the Luce X-2 will recognize you and greet you, as well as the 7 or 8 people within earshot, as an old and trusted candy bar friend. But it's much more than that. If you have a history of diabetes, let's say, as the Luce X-3, that's the next model they promise us, will be able to silently read your smartphone data, and that's a feature, not a bug. And it won't let you buy something that might be bad for you, that could be dangerous for you, let's say. Right, Steve? And who knows better for you and your life, puny you, Steve, or the Luce X-2 vending machine with autophone data sensing and facial recognition technology?
You know, I'm going to be a little more serious with this one than maybe you wanted, but let me give you sort of an analogy. If you have, say, sheep or cattle on your ranch, you want either a barbed wire fence or an electric fence, something that's going to keep them in, because these are herd animals. Eventually, you're going to lead them to slaughter. You got to keep them in, and it's got to be something like barbed wire, an electric fence, something that's going to hurt. Now, as a father of 2 small boys, let me tell you, when I catch them doing something that's not so good, I want to punish them enough that number one, they know that they've done something wrong and they're punished, and number 2, next time, to be sneakier about it, to be smarter about it, because you're not trying to raise cattle, you're not trying to raise sheep, you're trying to raise resourceful young boys who will grow up to be resourceful young men who can go out into the world and tackle it. These machines are for sheep.
I couldn't agree more. Well, maybe not, because Scotty, this wonderful new technology is not without its own Philistine, knuckle-dragging Luddite detractors, needless to say. One person, identified only as Jezebel in the Telegraph article where we saw this, says the technology is, quote, pretty bad because a first date could immediately see how unsophisticated your palate is. Now leave it to the Brits to see that the real danger is not having a candy machine telling you how to run your life, or the government know where you are or when you're there, or reading all of your data off the phone. The main thing is not looking unsophisticated to your first date. That's the real danger from these facial recognition vending machines.
You know, it's funny. I've never actually looked into a vending machine and had the word sophisticated or palate occur to me at any point during the time I was looking at the vending machine. I can't help but the first thought that came to my mind was that this technology could be employed on condom vending machines, which you see in some of the finer highway rest stops. And I'm just picturing this scene where, you know, I'm about to put my quarters in the machine, and the thing looks at me and goes, "You won't be needing those tonight, buddy. How about a pack of cigarettes? Would you prefer a pack of cigarettes?"
Magnums?
Can I change my answer from sheep?
Yeah, you can change your answer from sheep, but it makes you wonder what other kind of recognition technologies in the works, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly. Well, my friends, I'm at a loss for words. And when I'm at a loss for words, there's nothing else to do. Because one thing is for certain, there's no stopping them. The Luce X-2s will soon be here. And I, for one, welcome our new vending machine overlords. I'd like to remind them that as a trusted TV personality, I can be helpful in rending up others to toil in their underground sugar caves. You know, I used to think this kind of thing just got funnier, but now that I think about it, it just gets more and more sad. For PJTV, I'm Bill Whittle.